Okay, let's unpack this. There's this belief, right, it's practically ingrained in us, that hitting 50, well, it signals the beginning of the end for our physical prime. We're often told, it's time to manage decline, accept stiffness, or just live with constant fatigue. It's this unspoken expectation almost, a narrative we kind of absorb from everywhere. But what if that narrative is, well, fundamentally flawed? What if turning 50 isn't a surrender at all? But maybe it's actually an invitation, the start of a whole new chapter, one defined not by slowing down, but by this vibrant, powerful resurgence, fueled by the wisdom you've picked up and maybe a fresh approach to intentional strength. Today, we're taking a deep dive into some really compelling research and insights, stuff that utterly transforms this old, tired perspective, turns it on its head, really. Our mission is clear to uncover how intentional movement, far from being some grueling, complicated chore, can actually become your most potent ally, your secret weapon, maybe,
Mm.
to reignite true vitality, unwavering strength, and, profound confidence, not just after your 50th birthday, but for decades beyond. We're talking about a transformation that feels less like a battle against time and more like a gentle yet undeniably powerful awakening of your body's inherent resilience.
And what's really interesting, I think, from the material we've looked at is how effectively the science strips away all the noise. All the hype surrounding aging and fitness. We've carefully compiled research that really zeroes in on what is evidence-based, what's proven, showing us not just what movements are best, but critically, why they are so uniquely impactful for our bodies at this specific stage of life. This approach, it just cuts through the endless stream of fads and, those overly complicated, often unsustainable solutions. It gives you a remarkably clear, straightforward path forward. It's like a roadmap, grounded in a real understanding of how the body functions, adapts, and regenerates, even as the years pass.
Right. Here's where the narrative really shifts, and honestly, it gets genuinely exciting. Our sources strongly suggest that turning 50 isn't the final curtain call. Not at all. It's actually the vibrant beginning of an entirely new chapter. It's about rejecting that idea of surrendering to weakness or stiffness. You know that frustrating feeling that your body is somehow betraying you. Instead, it's about learning to listen to your body differently, with a different kind of attention. This isn't about resignation. It's about pivoting from just managing decline to actively embracing renewal and growth, real robust growth. The material makes it really clear that this phase of life, enriched by experience and wisdom, well, it's meant to be fueled by intentional strength, not by fear of what might be lost. Your body, it's not giving up on you. It has this incredible, often underestimated capacity for adaptation. At any age, it's always ready to respond to a smarter, more purposeful approach to movement. Think of it less as inevitable decline and more like an open invitation to rediscover your physical potential.
Exactly. And diving deeper into that, what we found really remarkable is just how crucial this reframing is. The research emphasizes that once you cross that 50-year mark, every single movement truly carries, well, a heightened significance. The focus shifts quite elegantly, actually, from purely aesthetic goals, chasing a certain look often prioritized when we're younger, to a much more profound practical objective. How effortlessly you navigate your daily life, how fluidly you move, and maybe most importantly, how consistently good you feel. It's a fundamental biological truth, really, that the human body stays remarkably adaptable well into later life. This isn't just a nice thought, it's verifiable science. Study after study shows that even folks in their 70s, 80s, beyond, they can see significant gains, muscle strength, cardio fitness, mobility, with the right stimulus. So this understanding, it fundamentally changes how we see aging. It empowers you. You realize you have real agency over your physical experience. You're not just passively watching the aging process happen to you. You're an active, powerful participant in your own renewal. It's about taking the reins, really, directing your body's potential.
So, okay, given this new perspective, what does this actually mean for you, for the listener? It means liberating yourself from the idea that you need to completely overhaul your life. Punishing routines, extreme workouts that leave you drained, or those strict gym schedules that feel more like a burden than a benefit. Our sources are incredibly clear on this. That kind of complexity, ironically, is often the main reason why so many people just quit. They give up before they ever really feel the results they're looking for. It gets overwhelming, unsustainable, and frankly, it's demotivating. I think we've all been there, haven't we? That initial burst of motivation, maybe buying new workout clothes, telling friends about your new routine, only to find yourself back on the couch a few weeks later, maybe a sore muscle, a bruised ego. That cycle is so common. But the science tells us there's a better way, especially after 50. What your body truly thrives on after 50 isn't brute force. It's clarity, it's intelligent simplicity, and remarkable efficiency. It's about strategically focusing on movements that are precisely targeted to wake up muscles that might have gone dormant over time, to gently but effectively protect joints that might be feeling, the wear and tear, to significantly improve your balance for that everyday confidence, and to consistently engage your heart for robust cardiovascular health. When you approach movement with this kind of precision, you unlock a depth of strength that goes way beyond just muscle size. You cultivate genuine, intrinsic confidence, the kind that comes from within, from feeling competent. You find yourself standing taller, breathing deeper, moving with more fluidity, feeling more grounded in your own body. You stop fearing those moments of fatigue or stiffness setting in, or that unsettling possibility of falls, because your body starts to feel like your partner again, working with you, in synergy, not against you. It's a profound shift, really liberating, from opponent to ally. Okay, let's really unpack this idea. The lie about aging most people believe. That's a powerful phrase. Because it directly challenges this deeply ingrained assumption we have as society. It suggests that aging isn't some predetermined force working against you, in a straight line down. Instead, it's a narrative that most people misunderstand. And in doing so, they inadvertently resign themselves to decline. But the liberating truth, which our sources reveal really clearly, is that maintaining robust strength and energy after 50, it does not require endless hours in a gym. You don't need intimidating, complex machines or exhausting sweat sessions that just drain you. That old narrative, the one that says the only way to fight aging is through extreme measures, well, it just isn't backed up by the science. The actual requirement, the secret ingredient, if you like, it's far more accessible and surprisingly potent. It's consistency, coupled with real intention. Imagine this, just dedicating 20 to 30 minutes a day to purposeful, intelligent movement that can absolutely transform how you feel and how you live. That's less time than many of us spend scrolling social media, right? Or watching one episode of a TV show. It's about making small, deliberate choices repeated over time. That accumulates into truly profound, life-altering changes. It's compelling evidence that significant impact doesn't always demand significant time. It demands significant intention. It's about the strategic application of effort.
So, yeah, a challenge many listeners might have is, why do so many people feel they need to push themselves to extremes then? If consistency and intention are the keys, our sources highlight that this often comes from a misunderstanding of how the body truly adapts. The real power, physiologically speaking, it lies in sustained, deliberate effort, because your body responds to consistent signaling. It doesn't thrive on sporadic, intense bursts, followed by long gaps of inactivity. That can actually lead to injury and burnout, especially as we get older. Instead, it flourishes with a steady, positive reinforcement loop. This consistent signal tells your cells, your muscles, your nervous system, keep maintaining, keep repairing, keep rebuilding. And this isn't just about the physical changes. It's about setting up a routine that fits into your life. It becomes a habit. And that reinforces a positive feedback loop, leading to compounding benefits.
And these changes, they're not accidental. They are the direct result of your body's incredible ability to adapt. With the right movements, done consistently, the changes go far beyond just the physical. You'll notice your energy levels starting to climb, maybe in a way you haven't felt in years. Brings back a zest for life. Your sleep often improves dramatically, deeper, more restorative. Your digestion tends to regulate itself, which contributes hugely to overall well-being and your mind. It doesn't just feel a bit better, it feels sharper, more focused, fundamentally more alive. Movement, in this smart context, doesn't just shape your body. It optimizes your whole internal system. It sends powerful signals to your brain, your heart, your endocrine system, your metabolism, telling them you're still actively engaged, you're vital, you're adapting and thriving. After 50, every intentional action matters. And that's why small doesn't mean insignificant. It means intentional, precise, purposeful. Every single rip counts. Every breath carries purpose. It's a direct signal to your body. Don't just survive, flourish.
What really stood out for me in the research here is the profound psychological shift that goes along with this physical transformation. This isn't primarily about proving something to someone else or chasing some idealized image from your 20s. That's not it at all. It's deeply personal. It's about proving to yourself that your journey of growth, of building, of thriving is far from over. You're not closing a chapter. You are boldly entering a new phase where wisdom meets renewed strength, where vitality meets purpose gained from experience. This isn't the end of your story. It is absolutely the vibrant beginning of a whole new narrative, one you get to write. With clarity, power, and the backing of science. It's about choosing to embrace your power on your own terms, reclaiming the resilience that's always been there, really, just waiting to be reactivated.
Okay, so if extreme effort isn't the answer, What is the best approach? Our sources are incredibly clear on this. Simplicity is the ultimate weapon for staying fit, strong, and truly youthful after 50. I love that phrase. In a world just saturated with trendy gadgets, hyperbolic promises, the latest celebrity workout fad, the truth often gets buried. We're constantly bombarded with complicated routines promising instant fixes, but they rarely deliver lasting results because they're just not sustainable, not for real life. But when you strip away all that superficial clutter, what emerges is something truly powerful, effective, and surprisingly enduring. When you really look at what's proven by decades of scientific research, a fascinating pattern emerges. The human body responds best, most reliably, to a select handful of time-tested fundamental movements. These aren't passing fads, not Instagram challenges or celebrity gimmicks designed to go viral. These are the bedrock movements, deeply rooted in decades of rigorous sports science, physical therapy protocols, aging research. They're the pillars of functional movement, recommended by experts across the globe, physiologists, movement specialists, rehabilitation pros. They're championed not because they look cool on social media, but because they work safely, reliably, consistently. They're foundational because they intelligently tap into the body's inherent design, respecting its natural mechanics.
Right. And digging into that, what these experts are saying, in terms of evidence-based practice, is that there's a profound reason these movements have stood the test of time. They're recommended because they precisely target fundamental human movements, and they evoke optimal physiological responses across multiple systems. Their design isn't about isolated muscle growth or peak performance metrics that might be less relevant for someone over 50. It's about significantly improving actual function in daily life. That means building the capacity to move through your day effortlessly, to prevent debilitating falls, to maintain crucial mobility, range of motion, and just to enjoy activities without chronic pain. It's about building a robust, resilient body that serves your life for years and years, empowering real independence and vitality.
Now, it's absolutely crucial we acknowledge this. After midlife, our bodies do undergo certain natural changes. Muscle mass naturally starts to decline, that sarcopenia. It subtly robs us of power, endurance, metabolic efficiency. Our joints can start to stiffen, making movements that used to feel fluid feel, well, cumbersome, restricted. And our metabolism, it measurably tends to slow down, presenting new challenges for weight management, energy levels. These aren't just anecdotes. Our sources confirm these are measurable biological realities. But here's the really good news, the scientific breakthrough. Research has also meticulously shown us exactly how to effectively counteract these changes, not through magic pills or punishing boot camps, but through intelligent, targeted movement. Which makes me wonder, though, how can such simple movements make such a profound systemic impact across our whole being?
Well, the answer really lies in their multi-system activation. These specific exercises are chosen because they simultaneously engage multiple body systems: the muscular system for strength, the cardiovascular system for endurance, circulation, the neurological system for coordination, balance, even the hormonal system, influencing everything from mood to metabolism.
Okay. So they aren't just isolated actions. They create a ripple effect throughout your entire physiology.
Exactly. Take the humble squat, for example, which the sources highlight often. It doesn't just strengthen leg muscles, it sends powerful signals to your bones to maintain density, fighting osteoporosis. It tells muscles to stay active, metabolically responsive. It engages your brain to maintain balance, refine motor control, absolutely critical for fall prevention. Plus, it stimulates circulation, gets nutrients everywhere, sharpens coordination. That single compound movement triggers a whole cascade of benefits, actively preserving mobility, independence, quality of life for years.
So the lesson here is profound and deeply practical. You genuinely don't need complexity to get remarkable results. The human body, in its wisdom, thrives on consistency far more than sporadic intensity. Simplicity, in this context, works not because it's necessarily easy, though it helps with sticking to it, but because it's sustainable. And sustainability, maybe more than anything else, is paramount after 50. These are movements designed to fit into real life, meeting you where you are, whether you're just starting or coming back after a break. They respect your time, your energy levels, your body's current abilities. The core message is you don't need to do everything. You just need to consistently do the right things. Science gives us the proof, the data that these methods work. Simplicity gives us the accessible path. Together, they empower you with the strength to stay youthful, capable, independent, one intentional, consistent movement at a time. It's about giving you practical tools that enhance your daily rhythm rather than constantly disrupting it. So our sources lay out this really clear, empowering blueprint. Science provides the foundation, right? And your body, with its incredible wisdom, gives you constant feedback, real-time feedback. It's not a one-way street, it's a dynamic partnership. And that consistently yields lasting transformative results. When you commit to these evidence-based movements, you're not just doing exercises, you're making a profound long-term investment, an investment in a future full of vibrant strength, energy, unshakable confidence. These aren't just generic exercises, they are direct signals to your body, affirming it's still alive, strong, adaptable. The true formula for youthfulness isn't some secret in a pill or a cream or a fad diet. It's found in intelligent, deliberate, intentional movement. And what's really fascinating is how scientists are starting to understand these as youth triggers, essentially biological switches in your system that when you activate them with specific movements send powerful messages to your muscles, bones, brain, tissues, telling them to regenerate, rebuild, thrive. Our deep dive reveals three foundational categories, three critical youth triggers: strength, stability, and cellular health. These are the core pillars. The essential mechanisms for genuinely reigniting that youthful vitality you might have thought was gone.
Yes, and a key insight here is how these three distinct categories of movement precisely address the core areas that show the most natural decline with age. They aren't just physical acts. They represent communication at the cellular and systemic level, actively instructing your body. Keep building, keep preparing, keep thriving, rather than passively giving in to aging. Each of these triggers acts as a crucial mechanism, designed to maintain that complex interplay of systems that keeps us feeling and moving youthfully.
First up, strength. As we age, this quiet process of muscle loss sarcopenia starts, subtly but relentlessly, robbing us of power, balance, endurance. It's a stealthy thing that can really impact quality of life and independence, often before we even realize it. But muscle is so much more than just looking fit or toned. It is your body's ultimate protector. It shields your joints, stabilizes your spine, boosts your metabolism, turns your body into a more efficient, resilient machine. So the solution: targeted strength exercises, especially compound movements like squats or controlled leg work. And crucially, you absolutely do not need heavy weights to get these benefits. What you need is purposeful, consistent, repeated movement, sending that clear message to your body: strength still matters. Let's break down the squat, for example. A foundational exercise the sources mention a lot. For someone over 50, safety, good form, controlled movement, those are key. You can start with a chair squat. Stand in front of a sturdy chair, feet shoulder width apart, toes slightly out. Slowly control your hips back and down like you're going to sit. Keep your chest lifted, core engaged. Aim to just lightly touch the chair before pressing powerfully back up, driving through your heels. This modification helps control depth, builds confidence. As you get stronger, you can rely less on the chair. Maybe progress to a goblet squat. Holding a lightweight close to your chest helps with balance and keeping upright. Remember, perfect depth isn't as important as control and being pain-free. A squat doesn't just build leg strength. It sends signals to bones to stay dense, fighting osteoporosis, tells muscles to stay metabolically active, engages the brain for balance, motor control vital for preventing falls, plus it stimulates circulation, gets nutrients everywhere, sharpens coordination. It's a full body conversation happening with every rep.
Right, which brings up the question, how can such a basic movement have such a wide-ranging effect? It's because it's a compound movement. It engages multiple large muscle groups, glutes, quads, hamstrings, core, all at once. And consequently, it activates multiple body systems simultaneously. The demand of a squat, even body weight, triggers beneficial hormonal responses, growth, repair, strengthens neural pathways way beyond just the legs. It's really a master key for unlocking systemic vitality and preserving functional movement patterns.
For you, the listener, understanding this is absolutely crucial. For preserving your powerlifting groceries, carrying grandkids, moving through life easily, it's vital for maintaining balance, reducing the risk of stumbles and falls, and it's a cornerstone of metabolic health, helping your body process energy efficiently, maintain a healthy weight. Strength, in this context, goes way beyond looks. It's fundamentally about building resilience for your everyday life. Okay, moving on. We get to stability. It's a natural consequence of aging, though often underestimated, that after 50, our balance and coordination can start to fade, unless, and this is the key, the empowering part, you proactively train them. This isn't just about preventing falls, though that's huge. It's about cultivating that confidence, that quiet grace, the agility you move with, feeling secure in your movement no matter what, feeling grounded. The solution lies in targeted, core-focused exercises like planks or various standing balance drills. These exercises do much more than just tighten your midsection superficially. They profoundly sharpen your mind-body connection. They reteach your body how to instinctively center itself, how to stay upright when challenged, how to move with control and precision. Research shows planks, for instance, activate deep core muscles, transverse abdominis, multifidus, pelvic floor essential for posture, protecting the spine, preventing injuries.
And unlike things like traditional setups, which can sometimes strain the lower back, planks train the core safely and effectively as we age.
Right. To do a plank safely, start on hands and knees, extend legs back onto the balls of your feet, or modify by staying on your knees. Body should be a straight line, head to heels or knees. Engage your abs, pull your belly button towards your spine. Don't let hips sag or rise too high. Hold strong, stable for maybe 20-30 seconds. Breathe steady. For standing balance, just stand on one leg, lift the other foot an inch or two, find a focal point. Hold 30 seconds. As you improve, maybe close your eyes briefly or gently sway to challenge yourself. Have a wall or chair nearby for support if needed. This, my friend, this is youth in its purest functional form. It's the confidence you feel walking on uneven ground without thinking, the agility climbing stairs, the security when you turn quickly without fearing a fall. It's about feeling grounded, competent, capable in your own skin.
What really stands out in the research here is how stability training goes beyond just muscles. It deeply involves and enhances the nervous system. When you do these exercises, you're actively improving proprioception. That's your body's sense of its position, movement, orientation in space, often unconscious. This heightened sensory awareness is critical for fall prevention and maintaining confident, graceful movement. When your nervous system is tuned in, responsive to your body's position, you react faster to maintain balance. Movements become safer, more fluid, more efficient. That integration is a hallmark of youthful movement.
For you, this translates directly into everyday confidence, a sense of safety in every move you make. Imagine the freedom of picking something up off the floor without hesitation, or navigating a crowded street without feeling unsteady. That's the liberation that comes with better stability, an often underestimated but absolutely essential part of youthful vitality and independence. Finally, we delve into the unseen but profoundly impactful area, cellular health. You might not consciously feel it, but at the microscopic level, every single cell in your body responds to movement. And the collective health and function of these cells are fundamental to how youthful, energetic, resilient you feel. It's the engine room. The simplest yet maybe the most effective solution identified in our research for boosting cellular health. Brisk walking.
Yeah, study after study proves its wide-ranging benefits.
Brisk walking dramatically increases blood flow everywhere, optimal oxygen and nutrient delivery to all tissues, organs. Crucially, it stimulates the release of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It's like miracle grow for your neurons. Literally helps keep your brain young, sharp, resilient.
And BDNF doesn't just make neurons grow. It enhances synaptic plasticity, the brain's ability to form and strengthen connections. Critical for learning, memory, cognitive agility, functions that can decline slightly with age. Brisk walking, by boosting blood flow and activating pathways, is a potent natural stimulus for BDNF. It fortifies your brain's operating system.
Exactly. And beyond the brain benefits, consistent brisk walking significantly improves heart health, sharpens cognitive function further, reduces chronic disease risk, regulates blood sugar, and lifts your mood almost instantly, like a natural antidepressant. And critically, it's gentle on the joints. Makes it accessible for almost everyone. With each intentional step during a brisk walk, your cells respond by producing more energy via mitochondria, the cell powerhouses. This surge in cellular energy fuels sharper thinking, a more positive mood, contributes to lasting vitality across your whole system. So it's not just exercise in the traditional sense, it's direct, essential communication at the cellular level, sending clear, positive signals to your whole body. Keep building, keep repairing, keep thriving. It's a systemic uplift, internal rejuvenation.
Connecting this to the bigger picture, brisk walking is foundational because it's so accessible and impacts so many systems. It embodies measurable, repeatable science. A potent anti-aging intervention stimulating regeneration, circulation throughout the body. It's low barrier, high reward. Almost anyone can fit it into their day, yielding amazing returns for long-term health and feeling youthful. This simple act sends a clear message to your whole system. Stay vibrant, stay engaged, keep thriving.
The profound, often unseen benefits of the simplest exercise for brain health, emotional well-being, overall vitality are truly transformative. It's a daily dose of internal rejuvenation you can literally walk right into, effortlessly enhancing every aspect of your life. So deep inside your body, there's this built-in formula for staying youthful, strong, sharp. And it starts with movement. Science proves it. We just talked about how every brisk step stimulates BDNF, keeping your brain young. And with each purposeful movement, your cells get more efficient, produce more energy through mitochondria, those powerhouses, fueling sharper thinking, better mood, lasting vitality. This isn't theory. It's measurable science happening inside you. When you combine them strategically, these three simple exercise types, strength, stability, cellular health, create this powerful synergistic foundation, actively resetting your system to a younger, more vibrant, resilient state. Strength protects muscles and bones, giving you power and resilience for life's demands. Stability fortifies your core, keeping spine and joints pain-free, aligned, allowing fluid movement. And consistent circulation and cellular regeneration, spurred by things like brisk walking, deliver nourishment to every cell, ensuring optimal function everywhere.
What really stands out in the research is how these movements, done consistently, don't just fight aging, they actively, measurably slow it down. And in many cases, even reverse key markers of age-related decline. We can't stop time, obviously, but you absolutely have power over how it impacts your body and quality of life. Our sources state clearly you have the capacity to significantly reverse chronic stiffness, combat fatigue, clear away that frustrating brain fog, and maybe the most empowering part. You can do all this without punishing workouts or complicated routines. This isn't just hope. It's measurable, repeatable science, showing a clear, effective, accessible path to genuinely feeling years younger, physically and mentally.
So what's the secret to this transformation? It's simple. Just 3 types of exercises. Done right, done often. That's the youth formula in motion. And it's remarkably accessible to you right now. The beauty is in the simplicity. You don't need hours in a gym, expensive machines, or grueling sweat sessions that leave you feeling depleted. What you need is commitment to a few smart, research-backed movements. Think about how practical this is. Under 30 minutes a day, less time than a TV show or a commute for many, you can systematically build functional strength, improve mobility, boost endurance, sharpen mental clarity. You don't even need fancy equipment or a gym membership. A corner of your living room, a sturdy chair for support, a basic mat, often that's enough.
That's what makes it so sustainable.
Right. When fitness is simple, accessible, respects your energy, you're far more likely to stick with it. And consistency, as we've said throughout this deep dive, is the single non-negotiable ingredient where lasting transformation truly begins.
Which often raises that crucial question for listeners. Does this really work for my specific needs? My body, my health status, my challenges? Our sources make it clear. These foundational movements are universally beneficial, specifically adapted for life after 50. For men, it means maintaining muscle mass, supporting testosterone, staying strong without wrecking joints. For women, protecting bone density against osteoporosis, balancing hormones, keeping energy high without burnout. These aren't short-term results that disappear. They're compounding benefits that build over time, building a robust, resilient foundation for health and vitality for decades.
For you, our listener, this approach is practical, sustainable, respectful of your time and energy. It's designed to integrate into your actual life, fostering the consistent engagement that leads to real, measurable, transformative change. It's about working smarter, not necessarily harder, and reaping incredible returns on a modest, intentional investment of time and effort, a powerful equation for well-being.
This brings us to a really crucial point, maybe the most critical insight for long-term success. Understanding the real reason people over 50 often quit, and how to win this internal battle. Far too many people believe their best years are behind them. They accept slowing down, stiffness, weakness, weight gain are just inevitable parts of aging. They've absorbed this limiting narrative, consciously or not, and tragically it often becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, dictating their physical reality. But our sources are unequivocal. That belief is a lie. It's a restrictive belief that prevents people from discovering their incredible potential for renewal. The truth is, your body is patiently waiting for you to just show up again, not with punishment or forcing it into uncomfortable limits, but with purpose, with intentional, consistent, compassionate care. Your body is an extraordinarily adaptable, resilient partner, always ready to respond positively to the right signals you send it. It's a testament to your choices.
And crucially, the biggest transformation doesn't happen first in your muscles or your cardio system. It happens fundamentally in your mindset. The very moment you decide to return to intentional movement, whether it's after a long break, an injury, maybe for the first time ever, something shifts inside you. You stop seeing your body as something just breaking down, something to be managed or endured. Instead, you start seeing it as something capable, resilient, absolutely worth investing your time, energy, attention in. This mental shift is the true catalyst for all the other positive changes that follow. Every small gain, every little improvement becomes proof. You are not done. You still have power. You still have choice. And this internal shift radiates outward, affects your presence. You find yourself standing taller, breathing deeper, carrying yourself with a new, quiet confidence others notice. You walk into rooms with more presence, the kind that silently says, I am still here, fully engaged, fully vital. It doesn't matter how long it's been, or if your flexibility feels limited, or stamina seems low. What matters most is that you simply start carefully, intentionally, consistently. Because these exercises aren't just about strength or stamina, they're fundamentally about giving you back to you, rediscovering that core sense of vibrant self. One mindful breath, one purposeful rep, one confident step at a time.
What really captivated us in the research is the huge psychological impact of this journey. This isn't just exercise. This is your comeback story. It's the pivotal moment you decide to stop longing for who you used to be and start standing fully, vibrantly, confidently in who you still are. Right now, today. It's about reclaiming the strength that never really left you, the posture that commanded respect, the quiet confidence of being grounded in your own skin. Our sources consistently emphasize. All of this potential is still there, patiently waiting for you to reconnect. This whole approach is your declaration that you are profoundly worthy of your own effort and investment.
Every squat becomes a personal declaration, I am not done. Every plank a reminder, I am still strong. Every walk a promise, I will keep moving forward. This isn't about chasing some fleeting vision of youth. It's about owning your age with pride, looking in the mirror and recognizing yourself physically, emotionally, authentically. There's immense dignity in conscious movement, huge pride in the discipline of consistently showing up for yourself, and incredible freedom in knowing you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present, consistent. You are not fading. You are rising. You are not trying to be who you were. You are boldly stepping into who you still are. Capable, powerful, resilient. Hashtag tag tag outro. So having explored all this, what does it all mean practically for you, our listener? It means you're liberated from thinking you need a gym full of machines or a cabinet of supplements or a calendar packed with grueling workouts to reclaim your strength, vitality, youthfulness. Instead, you just need to embrace 3 specific intentional movement categories targeting strength, stability, cellular health. All backed by science, designed for your maturing body, integrated for your real life. This powerful, simplified approach promises a truly holistic transformation. Physical, mental, emotional.
Exactly. This isn't about a breakdown. It's about orchestrating an incredible comeback. Not a slow decline, but a strong rise. The material makes it crystal clear. Your best, most vibrant years are emphatically not behind you. They're still unfolding, full of potential possibilities, which leads us to a crucial question for you to think about.
Wow.
Knowing now that your body responds best to consistency and that simplicity is the path to sustainability, what single intentional movement will you commit to starting today? Not just for your body, but for the remarkable story you are still actively writing.
Trust the process. Because after 50, you really don't need more noise or complexity. What you need is truth, simplicity, and intelligent movement that brings you back to vibrant life. This is your moment, this is your comeback, and it all begins simply with 3 powerful exercises.